Welcome everyone to the Big Picture Philippines podcast. And it's a lovely afternoon. Unfortunately, our co host Joseph won't be here, but hopefully, you are here to join us today because we have a very wonderful guest. So, for those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who are not aware of what this is a podcast, and we are actually one of the top podcasts in the Philippines. If you haven't heard, we just hit the top five in
Nice.
podcasting. Yeah, that's a good news for us, Leaf, and it's top five in the entrepreneurial side of the of podcasting in the Philippines. So podcasting is here for everyone's knowledge. This is something that you can watch or listen to anytime you anywhere actually, and you will learn a thing or two right after it. And that's the wonderful thing about technology. In fact, technology is not just about TikTok and watching funny memes and all those videos, but it could also be a way for you to learn. So yes, we have a podcast here in the Philippines, and we're called the Big Picture Philippines. And today, and as always, we actually invite a lot of amazing individuals, movers and dream chasers and achievers that we want to share their stories to everyone. And today, I'm so honored to introduce our guest because this is my Lodi. I've met him last year in the Online Filipino Freelancers Convention where I hosted the event. I emceed it, but I was able to meet amazing individuals, including this person. Guess what? He started a BPO. So for those of you who are in the call center or in the business process outsourcing industry, you are all part of this. And he started a company at age 24. Imagine. And I'm gonna dig deeper to that. How he was able to do that. Graduated a bachelor's degree in information technology in Iloilo Science and Technology University. So for those of our listeners, or for those of you who are watching this in Iloilo, my fiance is from Iloilo. Give us a hi, give us a thumbs up, or share this if you are in Iloilo right now. Was featured in an exclusive podcast like this one by Payoneer.com. So do check that episode out. Awarded, here's the thing, one of the most outstanding dads of Iloilo City. So in absolutely an inspirational guy, and so many other things that I will post in the links in our show notes for all of his credentials. But I guess the highlight here is that he had started a company with with 9 offices all across the country and over 700 employees one time before the COVID, and they're recovering now, and we're going to discuss that later on. So without further ado, I would love to have let's welcome our guest for today, our special guest, Leif Brian Margallo.
Hi
How are you, Leif?
guys. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me today. I'm really excited to be part of this. Long time no see since Cebu. But I'm really excited that we're pushing through with this. And the next the next meeting that we have is this podcast. So excited.
Yeah. Yeah, and quick question lang, Leif.
Go ahead.
So how do you say hello or good afternoon because you speak Cebuano and Ilonggo. So how do you
Mhm.
speak Ilonggo in that, so that for all of our Ilonggo listeners?
When you say good afternoon sa in Ilonggo, well, in Bisaya, mayong hapon man na siya, di ba?
Uh,
In Ilonggo, so to all of our Ilonggo listeners out there, maayong hapon sa tanan, and tani makadamo ka mo may ma-learn dire sa podcast ni Dave.
Damo good. So we're gonna learn a lot this afternoon. So let's start from the very beginning. We always ask this question, and Leaf. I'm a firm believer personally of that entrepreneurs are not born; they're made. So let us hear what happened prior. What was your story? You graduated from school, of course, but what happened that you were able to land into this corporate world of building a business and a BPO company?
Okay, well, I guess I should start. I think when I was still living in Guimaras. Actually, I'm not
Mm.
really from Iloilo, bro. I am from the province of Guimaras. It's an island in between Panay and Negros.
Yes.
Basically, when I grew up in Guimaras, there were certain situations where I kind of like noticed people from the provinces where, kumbaga, the fixed mindset is there's no future in the province. There's no future in the countryside, and it saddened me knowing the fact that like during high school, a lot of my classmates would say my dream is to like go outside of the country. My dream is after graduating in high school or in college, I'll be going to Manila or I'll be going to Cebu. Not that it's wrong, but it's like kumbaga walang opportunities in the countryside. That's the mindset
Yeah.
eh. So basically when I grew up, I didn't really, I mean, I noticed that and I feel bad about it, but I didn't think that I would make that as an inspiration to do something about what we are doing right now. So prior to founding VWP, I was a call center agent for 2 years actually here in Iloilo.
Mm.
That's where I learned a lot of things in terms of how a call center would work, how it should be managed and stuff like that. I was very lucky to be part of a company called Callbox Incorporated here in Iloilo, who actually was the reason why I think I would say I learned a lot in terms of sales. Because when I was working there, I was full on making telemarketing and telesales in terms of work. So I actually worked for two different companies as a call center agent for 2 years, and then after that I actually tried out three different call center ventures. Kumbaga yung mga startup
Oh
na
yeah.
call center ventures na mga small scale and stuff like that. But sad to say, all three failed. I don't want to get into the details why it failed,
But
but
they were stepping stones, right?
exactly. And
Yes. Go
so
go
there were
ahead. Go ahead.
stepping stones in terms of, I think the reason why I kind of like know right now what to do. I knew what to do when I started VWP, and yeah, after those three failures, I mean, my back was against the wall. I was supposed to like go to Manila and just find a call center job there because I already had a son that time. Na kumbaga, I needed to provide for a family. But then I found out way back in 2009 that the freelancing industry or the online freelancing industry was already like it wasn't that big as compared to right now. But
Mm.
I've known like a couple of friends who were working online and they were like earning around 20 to 30,000 pesos per month. And I was like in Iloilo working as a call center agent. I was only like getting like around 10,000 pesos to 12,000 pesos per month. So I was like, why don't I try that out? Because I was actually under the pressure of I'm having a son. Should I go to Manila and leave them,
Mm.
or do I risk working as an online freelancer and just stay in Iloilo? And
Manila
so I
because you needed to be transferred there, or you just needed a better salary, and
no, bro.
Manila is the.
After the call center ventures failed, I knew that the only option that I can actually take in order for me to at least get another like
Decent
in
salary.
kumbaga, exactly is to go to Manila or Cebu, and I kind of
Mm.
like had a good offer in Manila. So and because my sister was already there, I thought to myself na baka kailangan ko na talagang pumunta ng Manila. But then because of online jobs, right? Because of online freelancing, and I found out that it was also a good way of like really like earning a good income. So I tried it out, and luckily I was hired by like an Australian company, a software company in Australia, as their sales manager. Kasi they liked the resume that I had way back when I was still working with Callbox and the two other ventures that I had where I was
Mm.
also doing sales. So they hired me, and so that's where I started. I worked for 2 years as a freelancer, 2009 to 2011, and
Uh-huh.
then when 2011, it's just VWP started, and that's it. So 2 years as a call center
Yeah.
agent, three call center ventures failed, and then being a freelancer, and then I started
A
VWP.
freelancer in call center pa din, or is that parang call pa rin? Is that
Well, it was
voice?
already a combination of doing, I think, a lot of stuff from doing virtual assistant jobs
Uh,
until because when you're doing a call center job, it's just pure calling. But
yeah.
when I was hired as a sales manager, I was already kumbaga part of their sales process, where I was part of like creating the proposals, nurturing the leads, even
Mm.
inputting up to their system and stuff like that. So it was like a general type of virtual assistant where I was focused on making sales for the company, software company in Australia.
Wow, amazing. So for all of you who is watching now who had gone through call center, ako yan, one of them. I've actually worked in a call center for 6 months lang makaya ko, bro. Two companies, six
Two,
months
6 months,
most.
okay.
After that, I can't. It's either I get fired or I quit because I can't stay awake at night. That's my weakness. And for those of you who are actually freelancers as well watching this, if you are interested in probably starting a company, this is the podcast for you. So do share this if you're watching this, or hit or share this to someone who you know that might be interested with it. So going back to you, Leaf, uh, you did. It's amazing because this story is somehow we have the same story in a way that I started as a BPO, a call center, then started freelancing, and then realizing to start a business alongside. So, but there's a gap here. How did that happen? How did the VWP? By the way, for those of you who don't know what VWP is, it's Leaf's company, Virtual Workforce Professionals. And you can check their website later on. But basically, they are a BPO, outsourcing company focusing on calls. Is it? Can you maybe share a bit about what VWP from the owner himself, so that I won't make mistake in
Okay,
introducing it.
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, bro, VWPS, it's a call center. Our corporation is actually set up as a BPO. But I would say if you would dig deeper into the operations that we have, we are actually some sort of like a hybrid type of BPO,
Mm,
because it's not just call center jobs that we're focusing on. We're also providing virtual assistants,
mm,
design. We also provide we also have other clients that would hire us for writing jobs and stuff like that, website development and design. Not too much, but if I would say, if we are currently managing 321 clients all across the globe, I would say 80 to 90% of these are call center jobs and virtual assistants. So I'm saying it's hybrid because we're not purely calling. It's a combination of a lot of things for virtual assistants, CRM management. We also have we have consulting, we have writing jobs, we have design, website development. So it's a combination of a lot of things. But our registration in the Philippines in Securities and Exchange Commission is a BPO company. So yeah.
wow. So yeah, that's amazing. You just mentioned 321 clients. That's a lot. And for, if you're coming from a freelancing world where you handle one or two clients, or even maybe you can handle three max, but if you turn it into a business, which you might want to share or dig deeper later on, how you can handle more because you're not thinking about your hours anymore, your time, or your energy. You're expanding it. And Leaf has a very good story about this on how he hires uh,
Yeah, and
in the
I think
provinces, right?
that's for the most part, bro. If I just want to add, I think a lot of freelancers also struggle in terms of safety nets. Where
Mm,
I mean, I was there before, where my worry is, though, what if I lose this client? I won't be getting paid for like a few weeks or months. Kumbaga,
mm,
the freelancing, there's a thought in freelancing where it's not long term. Sometimes if you get a client, you can't really be sure that they will be hiring you for the next 6 months or 1 year, because at the end of the day, it's called freelancing. At the end of the day, they can just end your contract in the same day or the
exactly.
same hour. So actually, that's also my motivation before, where how can I put a safety net in myself and the
Mm,
people that are working for us, to make sure that if ever they lose a certain client, they lose a certain contract, we can still provide them replacements, or we can still have other clients that would come in, and they don't have to worry about finding other clients anymore or finding other projects. And
yeah.
and that's basically where the concept of VWP also came from.
So it was a natural, parang kumbaga flow from you as a freelancer, and started VWP. Of course, what happened there?
Well,
Did it start from hiring someone, or did you were burnt out because madami nang you handled a lot more, or did you get a project that requires you to hire? So what was that first, maybe kumbaga first client or first steps niyong business niyo?
Within the 2 years of working as a freelancer, I kind of like created a good relationship with a lot of my clients. But there was one particular client in Australia who
Mm.
was a business brokerage agent, part of a very big company in Australia, who hired me as the same thing as their sales manager. I was doing sales for him, for I think 1 year before 2011, and then it came into a situation where he was promoted as a director. When he was promoted as a director, well, at first he was just a business broker agent, just like a real estate agent, but a business
Mm.
broker is focused on selling businesses in Australia. So he was promoted as I think, as a director. So it ended up like he was managing other agents under him. And I think he embraced the fact that what I did for him in terms of sales and lead generation impacted his promotion and the growth of the business, or basically their department there. So there was there one morning where he called me on a Monday and told me like, Brian, I've been in this promotion for like a month, and I think we need to really do something about what you can do to help the entire team. And he said that I need to hire people like you, from the Philippines, working for us online, so that they can help us in terms of sales, lead generation, and sales. And I just said to him, okay, sure, I can do that. But then he was very clear in saying that the concept that I'd like to do is I'd like you to hire people like maybe 8 to 10 of them. I'm going to pay you, and you pay them. I want you to get a
Mm.
cut, right? He used the word cut. I want you to get a cut. Let's say, for example, we'll be paying them around 40,000 pesos in Philippine pesos per month. I want you to get at least 10,000 pesos and give them 30,000 pesos per month as their salary. And I mean,
Uh,
30,000 pesos is already big money way back in 2011.
exactly.
And I was like telling myself, is that even legal or something like that? And it was like saying, of course. I mean, uh, uh, so he told me, but you won't just be like doing the same thing as they do. I want you
Mm.
to be the manager of the entire team, manage them, train them, manage them, make sure they reach KPIs, monitor every step, monitor them every step of the way. And that's why, so he told me, I don't want to pay you like a fixed rate of being a manager. I want you to grow as you grow the entire team.
Wow.
So I was like, that that
That
in
was a light
itself,
bulb moment.
and
You
and
heard.
that, yeah, exactly, it's a light bulb moment, but that in itself is was already a concept of how you can actually create like a call center or an agency
Mm.
online, just like VWP. And then
Yeah.
so I worked with that client for like 6 months. I actually, the reason why I actually ended up in Upwork is because I researched, because I had to have like a system in place where I can easily monitor people in terms of if they're working
Mm.
online, because I'm a guy who wants, kumbaga tamad ako eh. I don't want to have manual Excel or something like that. So I had
Yeah.
to do research. And then I found out that way back in 2011, Odesk pa before siya Upwork. Okay
Yeah.
lang siguro, no, mag-mention ako ng brand na Upwork because
Yeah.
technically, so Odesk pa before si Upwork. And so when I researched, I found out that Upwork, what that Odesk gave freelancers a way to like create an agency, and it had everything that I needed, like an hourly tracker, like a payroll system, everything
Mm.
that I needed to like manage an entire virtual team was there. And so what I
Yeah.
did was I created an agency because I already had like an an Odesk account at that time, and
Uh-huh.
so everything, and that's how virtual workforce professionals actually started on Upwork. And then when we were slowly scaling the company, and when I was like managing, I mean, I actually had 18 people that I
Wow.
invited to join the team, but only I think 7 or 8 joined as the first agents of VWP because of the fact that the others were married. They were not ready to like give up the call center job, because I was actually looking for friends. Na sabi ko, guys, join me. I have a home based job here. 30,000 pesos yung offer.
Uh-huh.
You'll work. You work at home. You won't have to go in the office. So basically, yung mga married people did not take the risk and said
Yeah.
na, kumbaga, parang baka scam yan, hindi tayo mababayaran. And those 8 people that joined me were all single, and was like, sige Leif, join kami. Parang maganda yan kasi work from home. And then that's where VWP started. And so when I was slowly growing the company, and we were slowly getting our optimization or profile on Upwork. I kind of like observed that a lot of clients were like coming in and invited us to jobs, wants to talk to me and expand their team because they were seeing a good history of us on Upwork,
Oh
on
yeah.
Odesk. And then so that's when an idea again came to mind where I told myself, nah, I think I need to have a combination of both, like hire people and then do like business development. And so way back in 2011, I just used Facebook. I posted on groups. I posted in my profile, but most of the time I posted on call center groups because meron ng like mga groups before na
Mm,
I'm hiring for people who wants to work from home. I'm offering 20
mm.
20K, 25K or something like that. And then
Oh wow.
eventually when I created a pool of people that wants to work from home, I then combined it with my sales and marketing tactics on Upwork and outside of
Mm,
Upwork where I slowly closed and acquired clients for our team. And then so because I have a good pool of people that I have vetted because they have call center experience, because the groups I went into Facebook are call center groups. I know that they are call center agents. So it was just a matter of really having them to meet. And so I kind of like had Skype to have the interview with clients. And then eventually, you know, I was like just surprised when I reached like around 40 agents in the agency way back before
oh yes.
December of that year. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I
That's
told
really
myself,
scaling at a massive and fast pace, di ba?
but it was scary. It was scary
It was scary,
because
yeah.
as we were growing, we were also having clients that were very unhappy because we didn't have a system in place. All I did
Mm.
was just have them.
Hi.
Kumbaga, parang I was just a middleman, a call center agent, client, meet. If you agree, we work
Go.
together. We put a contract in place on Upwork. That's it. I didn't have any management team because I was a
Mm.
one man show.
Yeah.
And so basically that's it. That's how VWP started scaling way back in 2011.
Wow. This is for those watching, and yeah, Aaron just mentioned, oh, wow, so inspiring. I want to grow my BPO business too. Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is amazing because there's so many things I could actually unpack from that Leaf, right? With first and foremost, let's go into this deeper, or
Sure.
just highlight this, because you wouldn't have been here if not for that relationship you built with that Australian, was it a guy or a girl,
It
who,
was a guy. It was a guy.
yeah, who
We're actually very
partnered.
close friends right now, still in Facebook.
Exactly, right, who trusted and or believed in you that you can manage this and give you that idea. I think that's really powerful because a lot of us actually, parang we always ask, how do I get started, how do I, but sometimes the ideas, the opportunities come from relationships. So if you're looking at those, maybe build relationships with people who are really already doing it, diba? Kumbaga. So that was really good point. So relationship, and I bet you did really good job then, so that he was happy working with you and even trusting you to give him more business. So amazing. And also another thing is the systems in place. A lot of would be like Aaron, maybe he's starting his BPO business, or whoever that is watching this, especially this is an entrepreneurial podcast, might think that business is all about just the product, di ba? Oh, I just hire people, but at the back end, it's actually the systems, di ba? And you were smart enough to get the system of Upwork. So for those of you who don't know, it's a way for you to get paid and also pay someone without you really actually handling the
Exactly.
sending of the money, right? So it's a system that he applied. But right now, are you still using Upwork until now, or
Yeah, I
you?
would say majority of our business right now are within Upwork
Oh
because
wow,
I would say
that's
we
really
are.
good.
I think we are up there. I would say I'm confident to say that we are actually one of the top three top rated plus team
Mm.
providing telemarketing and telesales and virtual assistants in the Philippines.
Oh wow.
I've already done my research about it, and I think with God's intervention all through the years, we've been able to make it this far, and we're just very lucky to have had found Upwork
Yeah.
as our mother company. We say that Upwork is actually our mother company because
Uh-huh.
I would say out of the 321 clients, 95% I think are
Or
within the
through
platform.
Upwork, yeah.
Exactly.
Do
I
they
mean,
do
we
they
have
have like ano ba yan, like YouTube? Like they have this play button, golden button. Do they have that?
I don't know. They just have these badges, right?
All
They
right.
have like a
Okay.
top rated badge or top rated plus badge, depending on how much you earn and how much you get feedback on Upwork. So you
Yeah.
get that badge, and not everyone gets that. I mean, it's very hard
Uh-huh.
to get that.
Yeah.
But that's if YouTube provides like a golden button, they provide like badges on
Yeah.
freelancers and for agencies.
Were you able to connect with them? Just a random question. Did someone reach out to you? Like because sometimes when you get this high of income, right, in especially through their system, they usually reach out and maybe form a partnership or whatnot.
Well, I have a lot of friends who are actually part of Upwork in terms of
Mm,
their community and stuff like that. But
supporter.
yeah,
Support. Yeah.
I've been invited to a lot of events, top rated plus exclusive events. But then I'm from Iloilo, and most of the events are in Manila. So sometimes
Ah, yeah.
I'm not able to make it. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, I get a lot of invites. I know a lot of friends within Upwork. That's really great friends. So yeah.
Yeah. And one last quick question regarding to that starting of your VWP.
Sure.
So that eight, was it 7 or 8 people who joined
Eight,
you? Are they
eight.
still eight? What are they still with you right now?
I think two are still here, but the other six are already independent freelancers. Basically, I let them go before because I told them that your skill sets are kumbaga right now. I think I know the other two are outside of the country. I
Mm,
know the other four are already like also very successful
mm.
entrepreneurs online, and they're no longer providing the same services that we're providing before.
Oh
I
yeah.
think the other is already a successful digital marketer. The other is like on website design, but the other two are still with me.
Oh wow. Are they? And speaking of that, because I'm not sure if you are partners with them now or they
Yes,
have
they're
higher
part of the
position.
management team.
Yeah. So, with that question, you mentioned 1 man show, right?
Hmm.
So right now, do you have partners with this business because you're handling? Right. Currently, you mentioned 700 before, but during the pandemic, of course, you were one of those affected, and I think all of most businesses are affected. So you went down to 400 right now. Am I correct?
Yeah, we went down to 400. I think we are at 412.
And 9 offices. So are you like are you the sole parang sole core of this proprietor of this, or now that you've mentioned a partnership, what kind of partnership do you have right now?
Well, the setup of the company is actually a corporation. There are seven owners in the company.
Mm,
Of course, I own majority of the shares, but
mm,
I have six other partners. Um, I think I would point out that I mean I actually found this out 2 years ago when I had like a leadership assessment,
mm,
and when I had a leadership assessment with one of the I think um, uh, I mean, when I did the leadership assessment, my strength, one of the greatest strengths that I have as a leader, is actually creating collaboration and opening partnerships.
mm.
And that's when I realized, like, oh, so that's actually I think the reason why I was able to scale and grow the company as it is, because when I was growing the company, I was really like creating partnerships with my agents, with the VAs that are working for me, and then eventually those people that were working for me became the partners who opened different offices all across the Philippines.
Oh
Just like
yeah, yeah.
I would mention the names of Judith Ledesma and Jeffrey Villanueva, who are currently managing our office in La Union, who is also very successful. But they started out with VWP way back in 2013 as agents. And then eventually, way back in 2015, when they found out that I was like looking to really put up offices because I already have like a main office here in Iloilo, they had the confidence to say that we're willing to invest. We're willing to like put up an office also here in La Union, and so it started. And so they did. And then another office was in Pangasinan. I was also very close to Beverly, and she was also an agent in VWP before. And she was also confident with the scale, with the opportunities that VWP would
Mm,
bring, and so she also had the confidence to like invest her money to like put up an office there in Pangasinan. And then
yeah.
eventually basically I would say it's the secret sauce that I think have in terms of
Uh,
scaling the business, creating partnerships. And
oh
then
wow, yeah.
when I had the opportunity to work with the Department of Information and Communications Technology in the program called the Rural Impact Sourcing Program,
Mm,
where I was actually one of the resource persons going around the country to meet Filipinos in the countryside to like give like 1 day a 1 day workshop about online jobs. So DICT was also one of the main reasons, or the what you I would say the pushers, right? In order for me to expand, because as I was going around the country, the ICT introduced me to a lot of people,
Mm.
business-minded people, ICT champions, who I was very lucky to have given a chance to like share with them the mission, the goal that I have to, like VWP is all about bringing jobs to the countryside, and that's my goal within the next few years, like reach like 1,000 people to be provided by jobs. And I want to change the rural to urban migration, where Filipinos do not really have to go to cities just because of job opportunities. I want to do something where we are going to be the one to bring them jobs. That's why we're opening shops and offices in different parts of the Philippines, in mainly focusing in countryside locations, because I want to change that mindset, because I witnessed that firsthand in the province of Guimaras.
Mm.
So that's the reason why. So I was very lucky to have given a chance by DICT to be introduced to a lot of different business people, entrepreneurs, ICT champions, and some of them in particular, I would say, Vincent Escalante, who is also, I mean, before he was a counselor in Cadiz, he was already he was already our partner there.
Mm.
I was able to share with him our goal, our
Mm.
vision, and he just said that he's just one of the many partners that we have. That he just said that, you know what, I want to help you guys out. I want to also invest here in Cadiz, and put up like a call center here. And so we started it 2 years ago, and right now we are about to hit like 100 seats there. So it's like,
Mm. Wow.
uh, just by talking to people and just by sharing my vision, my goals, I think I'm able to like create and open these partnerships. And again, I would use the phrase secret sauce, because I think that has been our secret sauce in terms of scaling and growing the company as it is right now. Creating partnerships, creating job opportunities all across the Philippines, and just making our clients satisfied and happy.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing because we had prior guests that we have here, Leaf, right? Like two of them, like one is, who sells sisig teriyaki, Lenmar. He actually does this kind of partnership too with existing restaurants. Instead of like competing and doing that, he just supplies them with his product, and now he's everywhere, diba? So that's a really good way. Partnership could be really creative for any one of you watching this. You can explore partnership in like how Leaf is doing, or how other guests that we had are doing, where you can be creative, and it doesn't have to be a win lose partnership. It could be a win win.
I mean,
Sometimes.
I think part of the I would just need to mention this, because not all partners, or not we it's not all the right partners. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of really finding the right partners, right?
exactly.
Kumbaga, you would go and partner with 100 people and only find one that is the right partner, and that partner will really grow your company. I
Oh
guess for
wow.
me, maybe I have a lot of failed partnerships also, but the right ones that I found are the reasons why the company is actually growing right now, because they have confidence. They know that we can scale and help their municipality or their
Mm.
province in terms of like job opportunities. So yeah, that's why. But in part, finding partners, you will find the wrong partners, but you just have to
Keep going
find
on.
and pray that you find the right partners.
Yeah. And I think these because you've been over. I mean, I've seen you speaking and getting awards, speaking in different places, and invited all across the country, right? So with that, I think that's also a good way to open and meet new people, interesting people all across the board. I think just going out there and really showing what you're passionate about, or sharing. And and I've noticed this characteristic, Leaf, right? With these individuals that we've interviewed, also successful people like you, they have this big vision that sometimes only you or they can see. Diba? Last time we had Rodel, and he has a vision of making millionaires through real estate's, brokerage. Another person was Franbo, who had this an agency too, with catering to other agencies. He has this big vision that Filipinos can hire Americans or a foreign individual, and I bet you are doing that right now too. So it's this bigger vision and mission that's way beyond us is actually something that I'm learning right now, and hopefully our listeners are also learning, because if you want to scale big, there's a for me, kumbaga, you can stop at freelancing. You can earn like you can earn the millions that you wanted, exact like how much, what freedom number that you have, right? You can earn that, but if you want to go beyond and go the extra miles that those the billionaires out there, multi-millionaires out there, you study them and you learn that they have this bigger vision, right? Bigger mission, and just like you have that. So it's really interesting. I'm excited for this because it's a different mindset. So my next question, since we all go through, and we've mentioned this earlier, from 700, then all of a sudden we had to cut a lot of people during what we call, we're all affected, the pandemic, the COVID-19. And I'm just curious, how did you tackle that? How did you manage that and try to recover now? What happened at that time? And yeah, what are your strategies now to recover and get back to that growing and scaling this company?
Well, yeah. I mean, COVID was really, when it started last March. I mean, I would say from March to May, it was really one of the worst situations that we had in the company. Like, we had a lot of clients that had to end the contract with us because
Mm,
their campaigns or their projects did not make any sense. Like, for example, we have a lot of like appointment setting campaigns within our company where we are the ones that are setting face to face appointments in lead generation. So
mm,
basically, because of COVID restrictions, that doesn't make any sense. We in the US, in Canada, in UK, and Australia, the face to face meetings were not allowed. So basically, we lost a lot of clients that had that type of campaign. And apart from that, we also lost a lot of clients because of the restrictions where, the cities did not allow employees to report in the office.
mm,
So basically, a lot of our agents were not able to. So it was like I wasn't even sure if I was going to fall to depression last March to
yeah,
May,
yeah,
but basically I just prayed and prayed and prayed, and I kind of like told myself, nah, we can't stop here, we need to do something about it. And so we adapted. Like, our agents, those who are, I mean, we have a lot of agents that we provided computers and had to help them get internet connection if their locations are, yun lang talaga yung problema, kasi not all of our agents are, yung mga bahay nila are not located in areas where abot ng internet connection. Alam mo naman sa countryside, like, hindi lahat ng lugar na abot
yeah,
ng PLDT, meron mang internet connection, signal based, and it's not even enough, or it's not going to be capable, or it's not going to be kumbaga good if they're working online, especially that we are using voice over IPs in terms of our
yeah.
work. So hindi talaga. So but for others, we had to have them bring our PC at
At
home,
home.
and then have help them get an internet connection. And so that's where we started. We had to help our workforce first, make sure that they'll be able to work, and then eventually we shifted our focus on other campaigns where I thought of like projects and types of businesses that would actually be, I would say, be successful in the pandemic. Right,
Mm,
like right now, we actually have a lot of clients in the e-commerce space where they're
mm,
selling medical supplies. Where
yeah,
actually we actually have a lot of clients where they're targeting different businesses. They're selling medical supplies, e-commerce, and then virtual assistants. We were also providing them what do you call this one, customer support. And then we also, for the other clients, I had to help them re-strategize their business. Like, for example, for a lot of our life insurance agents that are life insurance clients, instead of like having them meet face to face with individuals who would be interested to get like a quote for insurance, I kind of like game plan for them to, why don't we have them meet with you on Zoom? I mean,
mm,
so we have to re-strategize. Like, instead of like meeting them face to face, we had to have them meet people on Zoom online, and it worked out very well. And that's because we were able to collaborate and help them in terms of, hey, let's not stop. We're willing to help you in terms of making. I mean, if face to face will not work, we'll help you out in terms of how you can actually still get leads and not meet with them face to face. We have other a lot. We also have a lot of clients who are in the commercial cleaning space or janitorial service companies within the U.S. and Canada who before COVID-19 they need to go to the facilities of prospect clients properties to get the square footage of the area, to interview
Mm.
the property manager in terms of the frequency of the cleaning and maintenance of their building. So we also had to re-strategize and tell them, why don't you meet with these people on Zoom and then have them prepare to meet with you on Zoom on their mobile so that they can show you their office so you don't have to visit them so that you can create a proposal. And so it also worked out. So basically it was just a matter of really like I think not giving up and then just creating ideas
Yeah.
on how. So if we are on the bad side of the world or the bad side on a bad situation, of course our clients are also in a bad situation.
Mm.
So what I did was re-strategize, try to think of ways on how we can help them. That way they can also help our business still run amid COVID-19. And I mean, those are just examples. Like real estate agents, we've also been able to help them in terms of instead of just meeting face to face. The same thing. We also did Zoom or maybe the like phone calls for them.
Mm.
We also have a lot of companies within the third party payroll administration niche in the US where instead of them meeting with clients face to face on their offices with HR managers, I gave them an idea on how to create like a WebEx webinar for them to be able
Mm.
to educate people in terms of payroll service so that they can also create proposals. It's really a lot of things that we did just to adjust with what happened with COVID. But thankfully, like May, June, July, we started to see that things were improving and we're actually hitting a lot of milestones right now. Just to let you know, I'm not sure if it's okay to like
Yeah,
spill out
sure, go
numbers
ahead.
here. Just this week, we were able to like hit, and this is the first time since 11 years, $22,800 in sales acquisition for just a week, bro.
Wow.
And it's December and it's COVID, and it's like, damn, we're hitting it. We're hitting it. So it's like I was very happy last night. I was talking to all our partners here. Like, my other partners was telling me, hey, Leaf, look at the reports. I was like, 22.8K in just 1 week, bro. That's awesome. So it's like, man, that's big. That's and it's client acquisitions. I mean, way back when I was in Callbox or with the other companies, 20K is like a quota of an entire department for 1 month, and it's
Yeah.
like we're hitting it for 1 week. So it's like,
Wow.
man,
Wow, congrats, bro. It's this is in the words of those who's watching this in the Pinoy term, sana all, di ba? But the point, but you know what? Here's what I'm trying to say because a lot of you might be thinking like, oh, it's because Leaf is already established, parang ganyan. And this is my leading to my maybe final question in this round, Leaf, no, because a lot of them might be thinking it's because it's Leaf, right? It's he started this 10 or so years ago, and he's also had this partner who trusted him before, and blah blah blah, right? But I think there's like you've mentioned, there's a secret sauce, diba? So for those of you, for those watching and thinking that how can I start this? In and my question really is if is someone who's gonna start a BPO company today, like a VP via WP with whatever niche she has, is it too late to start it right now, or is it what is your advice for those people?
I mean, I don't think there's such a thing as too late because at the end of the day, I mean, I know I'm friends with a lot of I'm very close to a lot of friends that have the same business model as myself.
Mm,
I mean, if you look at it in a way where if you kumbaga pagsasamahin mo yung mga businesses namin, we're technically competitors. We're
yeah,
competing. Our services are competing are the same, but basically we have a lot of we are basically still playing our own games. Like for VWP, for their other companies, they're also panning out. They're also very successful. They're also getting a lot of clients. So I wouldn't say that it's too late. It's just a
yeah,
matter of really starting it out, and just putting the work into it. I mean, I don't believe in overnight success. It's a
exactly.
matter of really it's we are. VWP is about to hit 10 years this coming May. And I think it's a matter of really learning through the process, ups and downs. I mean, I wouldn't say the entire 10 years was a perfect 10 years for us. Of course not. I have had in a situation where it was very bad. I couldn't even pay myself in a
Mm.
situation where I couldn't even pay myself. In a situation where I had trouble with my partners and stuff like that. So it wasn't the perfect 10 years, but it's a matter of really starting out and just be ready. Just be ready for all the challenges. Just be ready. Just pray and be ready for all the challenges. But there's no such thing as too late. It's just a matter of really starting.
Yes, that's amazing. I love that, and I hope you're enjoying this, Leaf, because I think this is very valuable. My cousin mentioned that, wow, what an achievement amidst the pandemic. Yeah, it really is. So, congrats, Leaf, and we're reaching out the 1 hour mark. Hope
Okay.
I want to wrap this up, and we have this portion, which we call the lightning round,
Okay.
and we don't have the sound effects here on live, but basically, basically this is a series of question. I didn't send this to you because I want you to do this real quick. It's
Okay.
like you can answer it in a lightning fashion. And don't worry, it's very easy, so don't worry about it.
Parang kinakabahan ako ah.
Sige, first question. If you're ready, who or what inspires you?
Family.
Family, of course, di ba? And shout out to Leaf's family. If you're watching this, do share this. So you have our very own Leaf here. And next is, do you have a morning routine, Leaf, na you do each morning, or are you a morning person, or kahit evening ka gumising, what is your routine when you wake up?
Well, yeah, I have what I call, and this I learned it from a mentor, sales jam session. After basically, it's evening my time because basically I work on the graveyard shift, so I usually
Uh,
get up from sleep at 7 or 8 p.m. But as soon as I wake up, I take a bath, right? I
mm,
take my vitamin C, and then I before going to the office or in the office, I do a sales jam session. What that is I play my favorite music just
mm,
to get me in the mood, right?
wow.
Play my favorite music, like different music, or even sometimes I do TikTok. So yeah,
Yeah,
just to keep my blood flowing, and then
by the way, for those of you who don't know, Leaf is a dancer. We dance during the convention. So yeah, do check his TikTok too.
yeah.
Sige, so go ahead. And
So yeah,
yeah.
I do a sales jam session is like my way of like preparing for the day. Like,
Mm,
especially if you're stressed. I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but it actually works for me. Where even if I'm stressed or having a very, very difficult time, if I start my day with the like sales jam session where I listen to like dance music. I even
mm,
sometimes do the TikTok or dance and stuff like that. And before I get to work, like it's an hour sales jam session where I just listen to the music, go with the
oh
vibes
wow.
and stuff like that, just to change the mood and to I think it prepares my mood to work. It prepares my energy into working, and it's actually part of the calendar that I have. I have a calendar where I always do a sales jam session each and every morning, and that's evening our time.
Mm,
That's I take a bath, take my vitamin C, and then do the sales jam session, get coffee, start work. But that sales jam session for an hour is like listening to music, grooving to it, hyping up my day and stuff like that, and also looking at my calendar. Okay, this is my day, and then just dancing to the tune of
wow.
the fast music, and that's it's I think a lot of people are also doing that. I think there's a book about it, but I call it a sales jam session. I learned it from my mentor. She's
Mm,
actually a like an executive in San Francisco, and she also does that.
mm,
And one interesting fact about her is that her sales jam session, she listens to the music, and she has this big tarpaulin in her office in San Francisco, and she just jumps and jumps every morning.
wow, wow.
She jogs or jumps, and that's her sales jam session.
Mm,
So kumbaga parang jam session namin just to prepare for the day. And I mean, you guys can try that out. I'm not sure if it would work for you, but it works really well for me. Just listening to music, dance with it, groove with it, hyping myself to the day, preparing my mood, and then that's just it. That's just my preparation every morning.
you know what? You're not alone with this, because I attended the Tony Robbins seminar, UPW, Unleash the Power Within, in Singapore, and this is one of his what he teaches, because he believes that motion creates emotion. So if you have you move your body, if you sit upright, and just when your body is excited, you are also excited. So
Exactly.
really amazing, diba? So this is the and you're the first time we shared this routine, by the way. So guys, try it out. If you tried it out and heard it from this podcast, do share it, do subscribe, or message Leaf and say thank you, okay? And also, speaking of mentors, Leaf, because you mentioned a couple of mentors, what is your, if you have a book or, yeah, maybe a mentor that you, or a podcast, what resources can you suggest for our listeners so that they can check it out also and learn like you?
Well, like like a funny fact about me, I'm actually not really like a book person. I don't really read much,
Uh-huh.
but I like to watch a lot of videos. Gary V, yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk. And in terms of mentors here in the Philippines, I actually have a lot. Number one is I'm not sure if you guys know Miss Janet Tural. She's actually my mentor in terms of leadership. She
Mm,
has helped me grow as a leader for the past 2 to 3 years now, and she has been really great as a mentor, being a leadership mentor. In
mm,
terms of business, I've learned a lot of things with from Sir Rick Amores. He's actually one of the DICT director, and he's really knowledgeable and very bright in terms of corporations, business knowledge, and stuff like that. And just spending a lot of time with him, talking to him, when we drive across the Philippines or when we go to certain places, just talking to him in the car, just had a lot of impact in me in terms of the business. But for the most part, basically, I just watch a lot of videos. I learn from my clients. Like I have a lot of clients who are coaches, like Raul Hernandez. Grow and Give is actually one of our biggest clients in VWP, and they're actually
mm,
like a coaching company in the US, and I'm very close to their founder. And we have this weekly thing where we talk about business. We talk about how they can scale so that we can also scale. We
mm.
talk about how we can scale and grow their business so that we can also help them. So it's a lot of things where I think I feel just very lucky to for God. I mean, I also look up to a lot of people here in the Philippines, like CJ Maturino, right?
Yeah.
Off she has been my idol. The way she grew as a person and grew her community and off.
Yeah.
Of course, Lodi John Pagulayan,
Of
man,
course, yes.
just talking to him for a few hours will actually get you
I should
places.
have John next time here in the podcast. So
You should, bro. I mean, John is like a great person. Uh, Abundance mindset of that
yeah.
guy is just overflowing, and every time I talk to him, I always learn new things. But so yeah, I mean, those are just the people that I think I could but really I watch a lot of videos, I learn from them and stuff like that, but I don't really have that aside from Gary V that I follow so much on LinkedIn. Not really a lot of yeah, not really a lot, but John Maxwell, since
Yeah.
that's actually our basis in terms of my leadership coach in from Miss Janet. I've also applied to be like a John Maxwell team member. I was supposed to actually fly to Florida last August.
Mm.
Hindi na tuloy. I was supposed to have like a 3 days training there
Oh
for John
wow, yeah.
Maxwell.
John Maxwell.
Yeah, but hindi na tuloy eh. So, but yeah, those are people that I look up to, and I think I learn from.
Yeah, and you invest in this, right? This is not
Yes.
definitely flying there, and that's an investment. So I
Yes.
think yeah, and CJ, if you haven't heard, we actually interviewed her a couple of episodes ago, and she also has just posted all about this. Shout out to CJ. So let me tag her with this comment.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, so
Hi,
CJ is
CJ.
so CJ is also mentioned that mentors like her, and Leaf is also a mentor for to some people, and to most it's they're also learning, and we're all learning. Right? It's a never ending journey to learn and grow, diba? And be humble, of course, that there's many things that we don't know. And that's why we interview people in the podcast. And one additional question lang in related to that, because we talk about mentor, Leaf, hopefully you have still have time, is where do we find these people? Where do we find mentors?
Well,
In
as for me, kasi bro, I mean, these people I've met
through the
basically parang
journey.
hindi naman siya exactly like si Miss Janet, was able to meet her because of the ICT also because she was heading the program. Sir Rick was someone I also met within my gig in the ICT. So those are people that I actually, I mean, if it's about advocacy and it's about championing countryside, efforts, I can all actually mention a lot of names also to add to that, like Sir Jonathan De Luzuriaga, the CEO of Spring Valley. He's also one of the people that I follow always on Facebook. He has done so much in terms of those things in the Philippines. Sermon of the ICT also.
Mm,
So these
yeah.
people I met, during the journey. I really did not like exert effort to like find them. They just came and basically. I was, I guess I'm also very lucky to have given a chance to like meet them and talk to them personally, and then we
Mm.
jived and stuff like that, and they were able to like share with me a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that, because people might think that it's really just by chance. No, it's not really, because Leaf over here has actually put himself in a position where he can meet those people. Like, you
Yeah.
always learn as well. You as a learner, you'll land everywhere if open minded in a good way. Of course, you will land to different seminars, different learning engagements where you can meet people and mentors like what we mentioned. All right, so my usually my last question, because we don't have our co-host here, but yeah, my last question for you, Leaf, as my second to the last, is we have a lot of OFW, and we started this podcast through this concept or mission of OFWs leaving the country, like what you've mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, and because there is green, it's always greener on the other side, and but they might be stuck with that, and they might be unhappy. Depends naman, may merong happy and meron din hindi. For those who are not happy, or for those who are in here in the Philippines working a job that they might not love, or are not happy anymore, what is your tip for them to probably, when they jump ship to starting a business or anything, a freelancing, or just to become successful, a little bit more successful? What's your tip for these people?
Advice, tips. Okay. Well, I think all throughout my journey, two main things that I've learned is to one, God first.
All
Second,
right.
always be ready for challenges. God first, because I think whatever we've reached in BWV right now, or ups and downs and everything like that, as long as you know that He's there guiding you through the process, you keep the faith, and you are thankful for whatever He gave you. I think everything should go smoothly, especially if you're willing to invest time to like talking to Him, pray, and something and stuff like that. it, it, Things will never go wrong. And I mean that's what I've learned, throughout my journey. And of course, we don't grow as a person if we don't face challenges, right?
Yeah.
I think that's, I mean, it's too cliche to say that, but basically, challenges help us grow. So just be prepared for it. Like, nothing is really easy if you want to go into business. And I mean, people think that being an entrepreneur, starting a business, is like a walk in the park. Of course not. It's not. So you have to have that mindset that you will have like a 16 to 20 hours of work, right? You will be losing friends. You will
Mm.
come into a situation where you will have to borrow money because you don't have money at all. So just prepare for those. I mean, I'm not sure if those are the worst things that could happen to any people that would start a business, but just be prepared. Challenges make us grow, and that's what makes an entrepreneur and a
Yeah.
person that would really want to start a business.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth it, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah. So, thank you so much, Leaf. And for those of you for those watching this, give please share this if you're. I'm learning a lot from Leaf, and I'm actually very pumped. It's as if I was having this job session that he mentioned earlier. Job sales session. So I'm really pumped up to start and just go and grow the business, right? And for whoever you are, wherever you are right now, if you like this, do share this to your people. So for those of them, Leaf, and I don't know if you're open to it, of like connecting to people, but for those of if anyone wants to reach out to you, wants to ask you, or have you, I don't know if you do mentoring, or just learn about VWP and how they can apply, perhaps as someone who might work with your company, how can they best reach you?
Well, VWP has actually a Facebook page, and that's mainly focusing on our recruitment. So you can actually search virtual workforce professionals on Facebook, and then just send us a message about it. I mean, if you have at least six months of call center experience, we are continuously hiring people to work from home. Our startup rate is between 18 to 20,000 pesos per month.
Mm.
If you'd like to work with us, you're like a call center agent or virtual assistant working from home. And then, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of people that also reach out to me, but not on my personal Facebook because I'm almost at 5,000. But you guys can actually search also my Facebook page. That's what I use for my mentees from for like online freelancers. You can search my name, Leif Brian Margallo, Margallo, and then just make sure to hit the like button, and then just send me a message if you have any
Yeah.
questions or something like that. I'd be glad to be able to at least share with you some of the things, tips, or advice that I can give you in terms of business, entrepreneurship, partnership, even dancing.
Yes, that's the most important part. All right, so we will. Well, by the way, if you ever reach out to Leaf and you've heard it from us, do let us know as well, so that so that Leaf also know where it came from.
Yes,
Baka
just mention
stalkers and all
Dave.
that. Well, all right, so yes, so and of course we will have this. You're actually our episode 80th Leaf, so this is episode 80. So the you can check the show notes once this goes live in our website, so that if it will link all of those, and maybe I'll ask you some of the links of your mentors if you are open to it, so that people can reach out to them as well
Sure.
on that show notes page. It's gonna be at the bigpicture.ph/episode 80. So that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today. Just a wrap, like an hour, and it's amazing. So much information, so many things that we've learned today, and I'm just so honored taking a piece of your time, Leaf, because I know that you wake up around 7 or 8.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean,
Yes.
I also enjoyed Dave. I always feel great, good to share these things to a lot of people, and I just wish I have a lot of things that I can also do similar to this. But thank you for having me as a guest.
Absolutely. It's our honor to have you here in the Big Picture Philippines podcast. So I won't take much of your time anymore. Thank you everyone for watching this. There's like about 400 people who were reached, and like 20 people live watching us. So thank you so much, and if you like this, do share, and of course, if you want more of these show and episodes, we have amazing individuals that we've invited, like the one we mentioned earlier, CJ, and soon John. Hopefully, I'll connect with him soon. And yeah, so do subscribe, and make use of Spotify the right way, which is learning. So that's about it. My name is Dave. That is Leaf, and we're saying goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.